think like this. Like, you don't need a bunch of flashy things to pursue your dream. You feel me? All you need is passion and drive and you know what I'm saying, faith, and you'll be able to make it happen. You feel me? Like.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last ounce of sanity in the world. Buckle your seatbelts and cash that stimulus, baby, because we're about to take the rest of that sanity away. Today, I have a special guest representing Sacramento, California, Floor Gangz crew, promoter of Break Bred, Bboy C-Note. What's up, dude?
What's good? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Just trying to, keep it moving and shit. How you doing?
Shit, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's a good Sunday, vibing out.
Yeah, it's nice weather actually right now.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of been off and on around here, but no, it's pretty nice right now. So I wanted to bring you on because I really like the way you dance, and I want to kind of get your take on like how you approach just the dance in your art form. So can you help me maybe understand a little bit of like what this art means to you and how it helps you connect to the world?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I started dancing when I was like, I'd say about 10, 11. But I remember like my mom had the movie Breakin. Like,
yeah.
You feel me? The first one. And first off, shout out to Ozone, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Man.
I remember just seeing that as a kid and like a bunch of Michael Jackson too and everything. And like, that's when I could really process what I was seeing. And I would just, mimic it and everything. So I think like a lot of that inspiration from them kind of started me to want to get into it. And I didn't really visualize like the art behind it, because usually when I first started dancing, it was just for like props and like to make the family happy and everything. You dance at like little family gatherings and shit. But like, I guess that when I really got inspired into it in the art was probably in like high school, going to McClatchy, and I remember Air Steps. Shout out to them. Just like,
well, you went to McClatchy for reals?
Yeah,
that's where Chai went, I think, too.
Yep, I remember I was at shout out to Swells. I remember seeing him too, man.
Okay.
He was like some of the first people I seen. It was like Swells, Freak Rock.
Yeah.
Remember Juan from Outsiders?
Yeah, that dude's dope.
El Mexican. Yeah. Les, all them. They used to come to like McClatchy during the week to come practice, and there was this teacher named Mr. Lemanoff who would let his classroom be open to the b-boys and everything. So I remember I would just go up in there, you feel me, after school and just kind of peep it out. And yeah, that was when I really started peeping the art behind it and like really watching. I remember seeing Rodney, because he was like the first black b-boy I seen. I was like, okay, cool. Like, but he was like killing it. So I was like, man. And still, like I said, high school, yeah, I remember that'll probably be when I found out that this was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. After seeing like that. But like I didn't start battling until like the end of high school and shit.
Yeah, that's probably about when I started battling. No, maybe a little bit before that, but yeah, no. I remember meeting all those guys, because I used to train with all of them like when I was in high school and stuff. I mean, like, what, I'm probably like 3 or 4 years older than you. How old?
I'm 31.
Okay, I'm 33. Okay, so I'm only 2 years older. Yeah, so yeah, because I remember meeting all of them, and we would train like all the fucking time, every day. Like they would even come out to our school, and we were kind of far because I was at El Camino High School, and they were out there in like
El Camino's out the way.
It's out the way, yeah.
Who used to throw jams? Didn't Larry used to throw jams over there, or didn't he throw a jam over there?
Vince used to throw jams in Fair Oaks, which was at that community center. It's not that far away from El Camino. Oh, actually, you know what? I think Larry did throw a jam at.
Yeah, he threw. Camino. Shout out to Faso, you feel me? But no, I remember there was a jam way out there.
They had a big gym there.
Yeah,
yeah. I could see him throwing a jam there.
It was somewhere way out there, and I just remember it was like a jam. I don't remember, somebody from out of state came. I don't remember. I think there was like some Utah dudes or something, but it was like back in the flex days and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I think I vaguely remember that. Honestly, a lot of that shit is like freaking, like I don't even remember a lot of that stuff. It's just lost to time at this point, because this is so much that happened. I don't know, maybe it's getting old or whatever. I mean, I'm not even that old, but I feel like I can't remember a lot of stuff anymore.
That shit funny. That somebody should write a story or write a book about it. It would be, I would buy it. Maybe I should write a book about it. That's right. The Break Bred Flex Flav story.
Yeah. No,
hell no, I ain't gonna do that. I can't be speaking on all that stuff.
I had Munch on here to talk about Flex not that long ago. It's interesting. I mean, just because he's in Flex way after me. So I was never in it at the same time he was, and it's just got a lot of story. I honestly want to get Abe on here to talk about this. I hit him up and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to come on." I'm like, "All right."
Shout out to Munch though.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think shout out to Flex Flav. They're doing their thing. There's a lot of like kind of dramatic history of it, but I think to me it's all water under the bridge at this point.
It's all breaking. You feel me?
It's just
like,
breaking. Yeah,
it ain't real life. It's like
it's not.
Breaking.
It's
we
like
all approach this as a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think if you're approaching this as like some fucking thing, it's just gonna cause drama in your life, and you don't need it. Like dancing should be fun and stuff. So,
exactly.
But I think Abe is like an important character in the sack scene. He's definitely like a historical figure. Did a lot for the scene. Like really,
most definitely.
The scene wouldn't be the way it is without him. So he's an important person to have.
I used to live around the corner from Abe when I used to live on 29th Street in South Sac, and I would like walk over to his house just to be like, "Yo, what's up with practice and everything," and just be like, make sure I made it to practice because I was with Abe, and like soaking up a lot of game from that fool, but also like he's Abe. I think you should interview him though. That would be tight. I think people in Sac should hear what Abe got to say.
People need to hear it because I think he's done a lot, and they need to hear it from his mouth, So Abe, please come on. I'm not gonna bite. So anyways, back to you. So you said once you started working with those with Chai and them or dancing with them, you started really like understanding the art form. And so what would you say was maybe like the first thing you were really noticing that you got to really focus on to really up yourself a level in in this art form?
There used to be one of my homies at McClatchy. His name was Jack. He was this white dude. I think he was like white and like, I don't know, I don't want to get it wrong, but he was like white and some type of Asian. Okay. Yeah. But he was doing like jackhammers and crickets, and that was the first move I seen where I was like, man, I want to learn how to do that. And I remember like he showed me like how to do it, and so I spent like a whole like summer and a half learning how to do that shit before I even learned windmills. It was like 2 years before I learned windmills after that. And I just came back and I was like doing that. But then the moment that changed it all was I was living in Meadowview, and I remember I would just be breaking in front of my mom's apartment and shit, like just on like some cardboard on the concrete, because I was like hyped after watching B Street or like Dance 360 was on. That used to come on. Yeah, that's what it was.
Tag him in.
Tag him in. Yeah, so that used to come on TV. I would get home after school and want to watch that, and then like be hyped and just be like, man, I gotta practice like all this. So then I would be outside practicing, and I remember there was this kid that I used to hang out with in these apartments. His name was Xavier. You feel me? And we would always be kicking it and whatnot. But I remember one day he came over and he was like, man, my big brother will beat you in this. He raw, like, woo, woo, woo. And I was like, who your big brother? Go get your big brother. So he like took me to get his big brother, and his big brother was Fatsa.
Oh, okay.
And then I was just like, oh, like hella young, like whatever, I'll bow to you, whatever, woo, woo. And he came and he sunned me hella hard. He was like, name all those moves you just did. And I didn't know. I was just like, jackhammer, cricket. Like, yeah. And I just needed to know, like, he had the game, and I was just like, all right, what's up with that? Like, started hitting him up and being like, what's up? And he would like throw me a tape or two to watch, and then I would start trying to come to practice. But it was like 2 years my mom wouldn't let me go to practice before because I was like hella young. Yeah. And when I finally got to go to practice, I was always hitting Larry up. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think I remember when you started coming around a lot. Yeah, no.
It's like he's the one that really like got me into it seriously, to where I like started realizing what like crews are and like the moves and like the history and shit behind it. Yeah, no, I really want to get him on here too, because he had a big run in terms of like throwing a lot of events, and before that he was with us deep in like battling and stuff, and freaking really like kind of running shit around here. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, and now I don't know what he does, but I know he DJs like weddings and stuff, so he's on kind of some other shit.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a father and stuff, so it's like
just fresh.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So that was kind of like a good introduction to, I guess your history in the dance and how you really started and what started connecting you to this art form. Can you maybe describe like how like your creation process, like when you're in the lab, like what are you trying to do? What's your goals? What are you focusing on? Is there a certain like method that you use? Like what's going on?
Well, I work out every day, like in the morning. So like I wake up around like 5:36 in the morning.
And you're like lifting weights or you're running or what?
Nah, just like jump roping, a lot of stretching, drinking plenty of water. I don't usually eat breakfast. So like I just drink a bunch of coffee and water and like stretch a bunch, work out with push-ups, jump rope.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I pick the days that I'm gonna practice, and then I pick what I'm gonna practice on those days and break it down. And like recently, I started writing it out, in which I've found is really helpful. Like writing out the moves. Like I just recently won a jam, the first time ever, writing out the sets for each round, and played it out like a playbook. And like I won a jam like that, and it was like. Shot. That's why it brings me back to Flex Flav. Future used to do that.
Yeah,
and, like,
Future would do
something that I had like came back on. So I did that, and then I just started applying it to my practice. And it was just like, all right, pick certain days that when you practice, you're gonna go hard on this. So like one day I'll practice footwork and just go hard on footwork and like transitions, and then another day I'll like rest for a day and then go to another day and practice nothing but power moves. So it's like breaking down the practice and breaking down the practice to where I'm working out that to go along with it.
Yeah, so you're really like dialing in like a focused practice. Like I mean, I'd say it's really easy to get unfocused when you practice, just because it's fun. And so when you're dancing and stuff, and you're like, oh, I kind of just want to do this, but you do need to also train all that stuff that maybe isn't as fun. So it's like reminding yourself that this is also like hard work here. Yeah, like
because it's important.
It's important. I mean, because
especially if you want to be good at it and like do these competitions and everything, you know. So like, I just want to be the best I can be at it, really. So if I'm gonna do it, I want to be as best as my body will let me do it for as long as I can do it.
And so what's I guess what is the vision of what would make you the best that you can be? Like, what do you think composes that? Like, is it a piece of?
I think being just genuinely happy. Every time I express myself, just being genuinely happy when I dance. No matter win, lose, or draw, if I'm not happy with it and I'm not like fully dancing myself out and being myself, then I'm not doing it right. So I feel like that's the actual like trophy at the end of the day. Yeah,
no, I agree. It's important to be like happy with what you're throwing out. You know, win, lose, or draw. Like if you're not happy with that, I think you're not doing it right. That's when you really got to hit the lab and figure it out. Because you know, this is like, I think when you dance, it's like a piece of your soul a little bit. So if that soul is being like displayed wrong, you're not being true to yourself.
Exactly.
So, like it doesn't feel good.
It's gonna show.
Me. Yeah, and it's gonna show. Yeah, obviously. And so, I think that's a good answer to really, you know, hit the lab and make sure that you're happy with what you're doing.
Especially if you're in the lab, like you should be always like happy to come up with something. That's how I feel I come up with the most stuff, is when I'm like genuinely happy, when life is just good. And it's like it's nobody's job to make you happy. You feel me? Like you have to make yourself happy every day. So it starts with you, I feel.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And there's something to say about that. Is I think when like, you know, like in particular like this last year and whatever, and coming into this year, there's been a lot of like kind of shit that's just all over the place, and it doesn't it's not fun to see. I mean, whatever your beliefs are, really, like you see like people struggling, and I feel like it's easy to go down a rabbit hole of making yourself also feel like crap too, even if you are really deep into the crap. I think you got to really look at it and go, hey man, I'm alive. You know, I'm thriving. I'm trying to make my way through, and that's hard work. But recognize that you're putting in the hard work to do that, and it makes you feel better. Yeah. You know, and holding on to that happiness, even if it's a small sliver of it, is gonna help you really go. And I'm a big proponent of saying like, your attitude is something that you have control over. Exactly. You can't control the stuff that's outside. That's, you know.
You can only control the way you react to it.
The way you react to it, yeah.
And if you can control your emotions, you can control your reactions, because you need to have a clear mind and really think through what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, no. I was talking to somebody actually about this. And we were saying that we think it's because like humans essentially are like animals, right? we have some animal instincts, you know, in the sense of like if a bear just pops out of the forest and tries to eat you, you're gonna be like, yo, I gotta get the hell out of here and run, like, or whatever, defend myself, like that. There's an instinct in you to immediately react to something, like it puts an emotion into you to get you to move. But a lot of times we're using that same instinct on other things that aren't an immediate threat to us, and it makes us freak out. It makes our bodies freak out, and then we're not thinking rationally. We're just trying to escape it or fight it off, right? It's like a fight or flight kind of mentality.
Yeah, fight or flight.
But the problem is the thing that's not in that fight or flight mentality is thinking, like readjusting yourself. Like it might be better to just shield yourself and then think like, what's the next move? And I think that that's probably really important at this moment to not let yourself fall into this, immediate reaction, and, take a second to think, what's the best moves to do to make myself succeed, and be happy.
It's chess, not checkers, man. You feel me? If it was easy, everybody would be successful.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing to do for sure. It's a very hard thing to do. I mean, to be honest, like it's easy to let your emotions really like control your life, but I think seeing how bad it can kind of get, I think it's important to really like control that, because you do have some control over your emotions.
Hell yeah, man. I used to drink a lot, bro. Like I'm like proud to say that like today, right now, at this point in time, I'm like almost 100 days sober.
Oh shit!
So
congrats,
like,
man.
And that's like the first. So you feel me? I'm gonna go on record and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep it rocking.
Here's to the next 100 days.
You feel me?
Yep. Congrats.
Water.
Yep. Coffee.
But no, and that just shows like control, man. Like this time last year, I was a totally different person. You feel me? I didn't really have a lot of control, and sometimes life has to put you in a position to where it makes you see, like, yo, you need to like chill out. You need to gain control of yourself, and it doesn't hit everybody at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, I'm fortunate enough that it did hit me to where I needed to like man up and really sit back and think, like, you know what I'm saying? How am I approaching this? Like, what am I doing wrong? And the drinking was a big part of it. And I'm happy to say that, you feel me, I have a lot more control just over my life, and being happy knowing that like I'm not emotionally, the drinking was like what was having me emotionally invested in things that didn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's like when you sit and you really think about it, and you could put yourself in such a deep depression. You don't, but it's like it's your job to pull yourself out of that as well. So like it's not nobody else gonna come help you do it. You gotta like fight through it. And people are always around to help, you know what I'm saying? But it's up to you to seek that help and let your guard down too. That was a big part of it.
And a lot of people won't know that you need help until it's like way bad, And so you just gotta go, hey man, I'm struggling and could use some help. And
Hell
it's
yeah.
important, I think, to reach out. And and I think getting sober is a huge accomplishment, and in an effort to realign your life to really be able to be in control of it. I mean, I definitely think substances can kind of
No, I think getting sober was the best thing I've done in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And that was it's been really dope. Really dope.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Break Bred, and like what you're doing. Like right now, shout out to this. You got me a shirt here. That's your logo. Yep. So I want to talk to you about what you're trying to do with this thing, because I think you're doing a lot of positive things. So can you explain like what Break Bred is? All
right, so Break Bred, first we start with the word break. Stands for basic resources educate all kinds. So what that means is it doesn't take a lot to influence, and it doesn't take a lot to make a difference. You feel me? Like what I'm doing all started from me just working on an iPhone. You feel me? Starting a movement to get everybody to, you feel me, come to these jams when we didn't have no jams. Session, be able to try to put people in the spotlight. And that's pretty much what we're trying to do, is just turn it up to where it's like still having jams, but also following the guidelines, but then still just being able to have fun and like teach the next generation, like, hey, right now the focus is on us because we're throwing jams, but also it's like we have to get it right so we can show the next generation, like, if this shit keeps going, like, yo, you could do it but you got to be able to like follow these guidelines and everything. So it's like basic resources, educate all kinds. You follow this basic little template that we're setting up right now because we're laying the path of it. It's going to be able to show people for the future to come. You know what I'm saying? Like building something to basically outlive yourself and putting your ego aside is what
that's a good message.
About. And we're just, and the bread part is just, you know, break bread is such a like strong thing. It's like that's what Jesus did with his people. Like you break bread, but then like the flip of it, the way we spelling it, BRED, is because we're breeding people to think like this. Like you don't need a bunch of flashy things to pursue your dream. You feel me? All you need is passion and drive and in, you know what I'm saying, faith, and you'll be able to make it happen. You feel me? Like
I like the message because I'm gonna mess up this phrase, but I've heard it before. I can't even remember it. It's basically the thing is that you need to plant trees now, and you will never feel the shade of them, but you know that your sons and daughters, you know, the generations after you will be able to bask in that shade. And
because it takes like 100 years to grow a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so when you're laying something down, you need to do it for the love of the next generation.
Believing in it, that it's like 100% gonna, you feel me, pay off.
And investing in them because you want that to be, you know, you want them to see the benefit of it, even if you never see the benefit of it. And that's basically how that quote goes. But
that's right. I feel that. Shout out to whoever wrote that shit.
Yeah, I don't know, some philosopher or something. I don't know. I remember reading it. I can't remember the exact quote, but that's the basis of it. But no, I think that's a great message. This episode of Noise of the Broke Boys is brought to you by cardboard. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about the same cardboard that is used to protect your year's supply of Preparation H as it is shipped from the warehouse to your residence. Same cardboard that you used to spin on your back because you were too broke and lazy to walk to that free practice session that your local hip-hop scene provides. And yes, that same cardboard that was used to make the poster of Justin Bieber that you hide in your closet. Don't worry, as a true believer myself, I will not let your secret out. Have you ever wondered what that B in Cardi B's name stands for? Well, it's Board. Mrs. Cardi Board supplying your local strip club with the freshest tunes. Cardboard is smooth, strong, and stylish. It's the perfect replacement for all your cardstock needs. Head down to your local dumpster and dive right in to pick up the latest shipment of cardboard and have yourself a Cardi Boardy time. And now, on to the show. And I'm really glad that you're out there doing this stuff. I mean, you do it with like Moses, I think.
Yeah, shout out to Moses One, Skills Over Hype. You know what I'm saying? That's my partner in this. We got another one coming. He's throwing the jam, Get Your Weight Up, January 30th. And I'm going to be doing a free workshop before the jam, so come out and check that out. We're going to be over at Uptown Takeout. Make sure to follow them on IG, Uptown Takeout 916. They've been hosting all of our events. Shout out to Kaz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, we just getting it in, trying to keep working all the time.
And so, like, I guess, you know, right now, obviously, there's a lot of lockdowns and stuff. And what are your, I guess, long-term plans for this thing? Like, you know, maybe like once stuff starts opening up, are you gonna like try to take this, you know, on the road? Are you gonna start throwing bigger jams? Are you gonna try to do it more in the Bay Area too? Are you gonna go out to other areas to try to like spread this out? Because you're saying it's like a league, right?
It is a league, and we have a belt. Shout out to Bboy Morris, our current champion. You feel me? Right now, we're gonna be working on some battles with him coming up, some title defenses.
Okay.
But I think the jams are a good look, but also like I want to also get the message out. So like the plan when things start to open back up is hopefully be able to get in like after school program to be able to like help out like in areas, you know what I'm saying, where they don't have many programs for kids to do, because right now it's kind of tough in like the South Sac neighborhoods and everything. Like a lot of kids don't have a lot of outlets, and even if like I could do it at a park, you feel me, like on a Saturday morning, which is what I've been in works trying to work with some people on, but you know, just giving back I feel is the main thing. And then the throwing the jam, you know what I'm saying, being able to do that is the celebration of all the hard work that we've already done. So I feel like, you know, the jam in the league is dope, but we're trying to focus more so on also giving back and pushing a better message that is like, you don't got to be like what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people dance right now to be like on, and they feel like they're gonna be like a rapper and like, you know what I'm saying, get like sponsored by this and like do all that. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, you should be your biggest sponsor first. It's like, if you don't believe in yourself, how you gonna let them how you gonna make them believe in you?
That's a good. That's a good quote. Be your biggest sponsor.
I feel like you should be your biggest sponsor in the game. Like you should be your biggest fan. You should be pushing yourself the hardest. And I feel like there's not too many people with that type of mind state. A lot of people are just out to get the fame without the hustle.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's important to invest in yourself. Like you have the vision, and hopefully you have the vision, and so when you're trying to get something else, most likely no one else is going to understand your vision. You can explain it to them, but ultimately they might be like, "Hey, I don't know what the hell you're talking about."
And that's all right. It's
not their vision. That's all right. But you have, I mean, if you're resourceful, you can find the resources to make that happen.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like this podcast started out basically like that. I was trying to get help from people, and it was like, I don't know about that, and I was like, fuck it, let's go. Yeah. I had a piece of shit camera. I had some crappy lights.
But look at you,
I didn't even have a tape. I didn't even have I had a like. If you see some of the early podcasts, I was like podcasting with people on the floor. Like we didn't even have a chair. So
that's the Japanese episode. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. But so I was just like, man, just invest in it. You know, I mean, at this point, this thing is still really small, but it's just like
just having the vision to be in, having the vision first, and then having the passion after that to be able to push it, and then eventually that turns into focus. It's like once you get your plan written out, you should be able to focus in on it and just stick to it, execute it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And the hardest part I feel like is just staying true to a lot of people, because it's harder. Like you get outside influences telling you this is dope, this is not. But if you're true to it in your heart and you feel me, you go with what you feel like. Regardless, you're always gonna win because you stay true to yourself. So
word, yeah, no, that's dope. So do you obviously carry that mentality into your dancing too, right?
Yeah, independent. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why I do a lot of like better with solo battles.
What I liked when I see you dance, I like that, especially when you're battling, I'll see somebody come out, maybe they're moving 100 miles an hour, and you come out and you don't move them 100 miles an hour. You take your time. Yeah. Like, you're not over here going like it's like, I don't care what that guy just did. I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm confident in what I'm gonna do, and you take your time with it. And I think that that's really important, and I think it's a testament to knowing how to best showcase your skills.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you look at like basketball and everything, and like football, you're not gonna see like these same guys running the same plays. They have playbooks and everything, and their practices, they execute what they practice. So it's like, regardless of what the other team's gonna do, I have my playbook. As long as I execute my plays to the best of my ability, then I'm gonna be able to prevail. So it's like, you just gotta stay focused and just be about it. You know, put in that work and be about it. And if you're putting in that work, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I think. Who said that? Mike Tyson, where the hardest work is in the gym. The fight is easy. Yeah, like you're just doing what you've been doing.
Practiced. Yeah,
and so I think if you're approaching battles and just dancing like that, man, dude, it means that you're putting in the effort. You're putting in the time to really be dope.
Yeah. And, it takes a lot of time, man. I've been doing this for a minute now. I'm thinking like 16 years breaking just straight. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of getting up there too. I mean, I counted like 19 or almost 20 years now. Yeah. It's like crazy.
It's going in, man. Never stop.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's the fountain of youth. You know what I'm saying? And it's a dope thing to be able to have. It's a dope talent. Yeah,
it kind of is actually. Like a lot of, B-boys, B-girls look a lot younger than the people,
Yo, shout out to Profo, man. Like, he's 45, killing it, bro.
Yeah, looking like he's 18 or whatever.
Yo, like, healthy as hell.
Yeah, no, I mean,
young man. I was like, all right, dog.
I guess, because not only does it keep you young in terms of like exercising and really doing, but I think there's also like a mental quality to it, because you have this ability to really flex your creative mind in a space that really encourages that. I think that's really it's I'm not a doctor or nothing, but I feel like that probably helps out your health.
It's very therapeutic.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very therapeutic. And back to throwing jams. I do like to throw jams. Don't get it twisted, because I am a competitor. I feel like battling is very therapeutic for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I'm battling, I don't really think that I'm battling like somebody else. I'm not battling you. I'm battling myself, and I think that's why I take my time, because it's like people might be going 100 miles, and that was learned. Like I had to learn how to do that. It's like at first I used to just go off of emotions in battle, and you learn, you live and you learn.
Yeah. And so like I guess now when you enter battles, or like when you're just entering a circle to just dance, whether it's a battle or not, what is going on in your mind? Like, how are you approaching it? Is there like a certain thing that you're
I feel like
on?
every time I enter a circle, it's a battle with myself. Honestly, not to sound like cliche or nothing, but I feel like it's a battle with myself, and I'm like leaving it on the floor. The energy that I carry, and that good or bad, I'm leaving it on the floor and releasing it and expressing myself through my moves. And like the way that I look at putting together moves, I look at it like from a sports perspective of like what's gonna blow up right here, what transition should I do like this. And I relate a lot of like putting together sets and everything to like I said, basketball plays and playbooks now, like actually trying to break it down move by move, practice this by this to like piece it together. I think it comes from playing a lot of 2K and Madden. Like for real.
Yeah. Well, it's, one of the things I think that's important when you train is like really training like your instinct to react a certain way when a song is doing something, or like when you're just feeling a certain way. You're just training your body to do that. Like whether it's a certain specific move or whatever, I think it's just important to really focus on that feeling and having that relate to something that you want it to be related to.
Most definitely. And training when you're tired, because like a lot of people get tired and just call it at practice. But all right, I'm done. It's like, nah, when you're tired, you got to push yourself more, because like if you can throw it when you're tired, you can definitely throw it when you got the adrenaline of battling. So it's like you got to run it until you just can't no more, and just keep pushing it over and over and over again. So a lot of people will be like, oh, I got this move one time in practice, and then spending the rest of practice freestyling. Drill that.
Drill it, and stamina is, I feel like that's one of the most underappreciated things in the game.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like I see I feel like every b-boy, every b-girl out there can throw like some good rounds. You know what I mean? Unless you're just dirt terrible, but
I mean, with everything being like 2 rounds, of course you're gonna be able to throw a couple of rounds.
Yeah,
like,
so like when you see some of these elite b-boys that are like going out and doing like 10-round battles, and you see them just gas out, it's like, okay, I can now see the real holes in your your breaking, because like when you start getting tired, you get lazy, and you stuff like just disappears, and then you see what they weren't training really. You know what I mean? And
that's why it's always good to train your foundation. In everything, footwork, power, transitions, just like basic foundation. When you're tired, you can always rely on that shit.
Yeah, I know when Munir was like, he had a big run with like Red Bull, and he was winning a lot of stuff. I remember being like amazed at how much stamina that guy had, because he was like, you'd see him do like 5 rounds straight or something, and he looks like he's fresh to it, like just not tired at all. And I was just like, man, this guy trains like he's going to war or something. You know what I mean? Like he's out. This is cake for him right now. Doing 5 rounds, like this is not a big deal to him. So I salute to people who can do that. I mean, that's crazy, and I think that's how to really get the next level of competitions. You know,
you gotta be focused, man. You gotta be focused.
Yeah, it's I guess so. Like, what's your thoughts on like the current scene now? You know, we're very focused, I think, on competitions and stuff. Like, what is your thoughts on that?
I feel like the state of the scene right now is dope. I like the online. Like, I feel that it was a dope move for people to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Break Free, like how they did. I participated in a Break Free online one.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying because I participated, but I think that what they're doing right now with the whole online is like a dope thing. I wish, you know what I'm saying, like jams would be the way it's supposed to be. But, you know, that sucks. It is what it is. As far as I think in the scene, I feel like there's not enough, like, competition, far as not hatred, but like just friendly competition. Like everybody's like too buddy, wants to be liked by everybody, and it's like, you know, I feel like to be the best, you feel me, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You gotta take some people hating on you. You're gonna have to take some L's because they don't like you, and I think there's not enough people driven to be like that to really like become a champion because they want to be liked by everybody. And it's bringing a lot of b-boys down in their dancing because people are dancing alike and they're doing moves that they think, like the German taps hella much, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody does German taps, or everybody does like
it's easiest move
the easiest yeah, you know what I'm saying, like everybody ends up looking the same because they want to be liked, and they're dancing to be liked and not dancing to express themselves. So that part of the scene is kind of saddening, but you know, on the other hand, there's a lot of dope people out there that are influencing creativity and stuff, and
yeah,
you know who they are. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta name
you
nobody.
know who I think is really dope right now is I think his name is Kuzia.
Yeah, like a Russian cat.
Yeah.
I know what you talk about.
Like, I mean, he's a dope b-boy, but I look at his Instagram and he has some really interesting ways that he's kind of just adapted, because he does, it looks like he does like some kind of like video editing and stuff. So he'll make these like loops of him breaking where he'll do like a quick throwdown or whatever, hit a freeze, and then slide himself off screen. And then it'll be him coming in doing the same set again.
Oh,
like,
that's tight. Like, he got the edit skills.
Like he edits himself, so he's doing like a routine with himself. And I'm like,
that's tight.
You know, he was a battle cat that was just out there battling like crazy. And then when everything shut down, he was like, hey, I'm gonna put some more creativity into like my video editing and use my breaking into it. And I was like, man, that's such a great way of like adapting to
staying focused. You feel me, and pushing yourself to still work on your shit. So
yeah,
that's what's dope.
Yeah, so I like seeing that, and you know, I guess you know, salute to people who are really like trying to keep everything alive, you know, with these online battles. I'm not really a huge fan of them, because I think it kind of I'm not hating on them, but they feel like not like a battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like here's a showcase, different things. I mean, but salute to it. I mean, you're doing what you can with it, you know, but I'm excited to see like more battles, you know, definitely when they had the Red Bull, where I think they tested people and that was tight. Like that, it was kind of like how they do with the MMA and stuff.
Yeah,
like it's
they had the Red Bull bubble.
Yeah, or like I guess they were kind of doing it with like the NBA too, where they're like putting people in a bowl for a little while. But yeah, it's I like that. I thought it was pretty dope. It was like,
who won the Red Bull this year?
It was
the
Japanese kid, Shigekix.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, he's dope. Yeah. So seeing that, I was like, hey, this looks like a regular battle.
Yeah.
But you know, it's in a time that obviously like regular battles are not really something that can be happening on a wide scale. So I was happy to see that, and you know, as things open up, I hope that we kind of get back to what we're all used to, because I think everybody's really starving for that a little bit, you know. And I hope moving forward we all have like I don't know, we just take the right precautions with, you know, with this disease and stuff. I guess what do you think about that, like how, like once stuff starts opening up, how do you think it's gonna affect the scene? Because I have a feeling that it's just never gonna be really the same, but I want to have the same vibe and atmosphere as before. But you know.
I don't know, I feel like on one hand, people are gonna be like so hyped to want to get back to a battle. Like the first battle somebody throws is gonna be like everybody's gonna go to.
Yeah, when freestyle session starts up again, I think it's gonna be bananas, or like IBE or whatever. You're gonna see hell.
But honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm taking it one day at a time, hopefully, and you know what I'm saying, just trying to promote my events, you know what I'm saying? Because we're the little bit of people that we're getting that's been, you know what I'm saying, solely coming to our events and helping and supporting. We really like want to give a shout out to y'all. Y'all been like keeping us afloat with the Break Bred and the Skills Over Hype. Shout out to all of our sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I try not to get into politics.
Yeah,
I feel like my politics is my politics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just politics is just politics, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's none of anybody's business at the end of the day, really. A lot of this shit is none of anybody's business, I think. But you know, I think what was I gonna say? Is like with like I think the thing I'm kind of concerned with a little bit with once things like because people got really used to dancing like away from each other, and then you know essentially this is a social dance, right? So when you come back, you know, with these jams after a long break from it, how's that gonna feel? I know it's gonna feel different for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so I want to see if there's some smart way to like come into that slowly, like get yourself into that. You know?
The homie Wacko did a jam in Oakland, the Rock and Break. It was like the last of the Rock series, and he did a socially distanced jam, and he like did it at a park in a on a basketball court, but he taped off everything like 6 feet apart, and he had like temperature checks at the front, like hand sanitizer. The dancers were separated and everything, and I felt like that was a really good look, like to take and do that. So shout out to Wacko and everybody that was involved in that. But that was a really good look for like a socially distanced jam. It kind of sucked because it was on concrete and motherfuckers was like, no, everybody that was in it, because I was in like a 7 to smoke in the top 8.
Oh, okay.
These niggas started doing like babies and stuff on like concrete and halos. I was just like, nah, y'all can keep like, that. I'll go get a job. Like I'm out. Nah, but yeah, that shit was tight. And I feel like if jams like start getting approached more like that, there's hope. But also it's like niggas got to be able to do it at a park, because ain't no dance studio about to give us a dance studio right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Great House of Dance though. They're giving us a dance studio. Make sure you go mess with them. Sunday today, I think. It's Sunday, yeah. Soul Train Sunday today, so.
Yeah, nobody's got a dope spot because it's like open too, so he can kind of comply. He can have his dance studio comply with a lot of these like regulations and stuff. So he's got a good spot. I know, like he's done some jams there and everything too. So shout out to that.
My mom's just calling me. Shout out to my mom. She's just calling me. Shout out to my kids and my wife, Bree. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So one thing I want to talk to you about is like your style. I think it's very, you know, like I said, you take your time with it. You're not in a rush. You're trying to display everything the way you want to display it, and you're very musically oriented. So what do you think is like the importance of musicality in your dance?
I think it's everything. First, I think it's first and foremost the most important thing. It's like if you're not listening to the music, what are you dancing to?
Yeah.
Like so. And I think musically, you should always listen to the music. Always.
So when you judge like a battle or something, is that the first thing you're looking at? And I guess what are the other things you look at too?
So yeah, the first thing I definitely am looking at is this guy on beat. I'm like, how's the format of them approaching the rounds? Like if they're following the traditional style where it's like top rock, get down, footwork, power move, freeze, or like what are they doing with that? Definitely judge on their outfit, because how they approach the game really matters. I think that people don't put enough emphasis too on the final part of the package is the presentation. So if you look a certain way, it's gonna automatically catch a judge's eye. I try to dress up a lot more these days when I go to jams and everything, because it's gonna make you stand out. You know what I'm saying? That's the one of the key components to winning, is what's gonna make you stand out. If a person has to sit and judge 300 people all day,
it's part of the presentation.
Yeah,
you know, I mean.
So I definitely judge on outfits. If you got me judging, I'm gonna be like, is this guy fly or is he a bum?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's not actually your dance, you know, but it's how you're presenting it. And that's a piece of the package, you know, like, you know.
I feel like the flyer I'm dressed, the better I'm gonna dance.
Exactly. Yeah. What I was gonna say is like Muhammad Ali, when he was fighting, like, you know, he'd have the fresh shorts on and stuff. And that's not necessarily like saying his boxing is good because of it, but he's feeling good. He's like, yo, I got the flyest shit on right now, and like I feel like the king of the world. Yeah, his confidence is up there, so it's kind of like it does a little bit matter, you know, and really representing yourself. I mean, and
that's, you know what I'm saying, we're doing that Break Bred too. I'm doing these online tutorials. I'm getting ready to drop my second one.
Okay.
But selling confidence, man, like trying to get people to boost up their confidence and hop in these ciphers. Hop on. You don't even got to dance in ciphers with people. Just break at home by yourself, but like boost your confidence up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And enjoy it. Like that's
always. That's rule number one, is to enjoy it. Don't do it if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah. And so with these tutorials, is it like, do you have a YouTube channel or is there something?
Yes, Break Bred TV on YouTube.
Okay. Break Bred TV, okay, on YouTube.
So the first one will be dropping tomorrow.
Okay.
And the second one will be dropping tomorrow. The first one's already up there. We did crickets. And the second one will be dropping tomorrow around noon.
Okay, sick, yeah. And is it kind of like a tutorial, kind of like how my brother does his tutorials, or is it like something kind of different, or like?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Just, to the point, break it down where it's like, okay, when we did the crickets, we broke down the movements of it, did it in slow-mo, and just trying to like show you how to basically get it. And just basically like the channel is to give like tips and tools on how to like craft.
Giving you the vocabulary of the dance.
And eventually like have different B-boys featured on it to give, tips from their stuff and like, have people build with each other.
Yeah, no, that's important for sure. And I think definitely getting different perspectives on the dance is like important. That's kind of why I bring so many different people on the show, because it's like I want to pick their brain about what they do to make their dance dope, And like you got like, so when you're doing tutorials and shit, and you got a different person out there doing showing like what they're all about, like what their fundamental moves are, how they like put together like a round or a set or something. Like I think that's an important thing to really show.
Oh
yeah. So right now one of the hot topics in breaking is the Olympics and how
that's right. There's so much shit going on with the Olympics. That's a juicy topic.
It's very juicy. Like, I guess what are your thoughts on it right now?
First off, I don't know what's all the stuff behind it or what goes into it, but like, I don't know how the battles are gonna be judged and all that, but I think it's dope. I am gonna say I think it's dope. I'm like pro Olympics, but it's like at what cost? Like, I'm like, it'll come out and we'll see in the future, but I think there's a qualifier coming up in March in Texas.
Okay.
Like one of the first battles for it.
Okay.
So it's like broken down into categories. I'm definitely trying to get in it. Like even if I don't make it on the team or anything, it's like historic. So I think it's a good look. I think it's finally going to be able to separate the people who do this and the people who are trying to be professional and do this and like actually make a decent living off of it. So it's going to be like, if you're not presenting a professional package, like this shit's going to the Olympics. Like, why would I get just Joe Blow off the street?
Yeah, okay.
Who can do some fucking windmills and can't teach.
Yeah, no, I see. I really don't know how they're doing the battles either, but I mean, it's cool that they're doing these qualifiers. I feel like, man, like, are they gonna do it kind of like how they do, I guess, other sports where they do like the qualifiers for it, and then they're training as a team for like the next couple years? Like, isn't that how they do the gymnastics and stuff? I mean, because it's not till.
I'm gonna keep it solid. I've never watched the Olympics, but
I watched it a little bit.
I think I watched the World Cup a couple of times. That's okay. That's about it.
The World Cup, actually, I think they have like a kind of dope way of structuring their tournaments.
That should be going on for like a month, huh?
Well, because what they do is they put like I think it's 4 teams in a group, and then they just do a whole bunch of matches between them all, and the one who's just winning the most out of it goes on to the next one. And so it's like
usually Brazil. It's just like, all right, Brazil wins this one.
Yeah. But I mean, they'll basically have a match between everybody in their little four team group, and the winner of that then gets to move on. So it's kind of mini competitions to go to the top. So it's kind of like, I feel like if you had that in breaking.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds kind of tired.
Yeah, like losing one battle is not like the end of the world. You actually can still win your bracket if you're just going off, and you got multiple matches to really do it. I feel like
some people, hesitate on the prelims sometimes, trying to throw too much.
And I mean, that's one of the things that I look at the scene right now with how a lot of battles are structured, is it's kind of arbitrarily become 1 round, 2 round, 3 round battle, and throw everything you got in those rounds, so your round is going to be like a minute long or whatever. And honestly, that's not how breaking was when I first started. It's so different to me now, and I'm curious if it's because of just the way we do battles now, and if there was a way that we could do battles that maybe didn't require that. In my opinion, I think if there was more rounds,
back time battles. You know what I'm saying? Eliminate the rounds and just be like, all right, we're gonna battle for 3 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, dude, like, and then the judges are keeping score, you feel me? And at the end, just tally up how many scores that the judges got, which enables the judges to actually pay attention, because a lot of judges don't be paying attention sometimes.
I don't, me? Those people should not be judging, because that's like what you're there to do. Man. I think having time battles is a better look than having like rounds. I miss the days when we had like a bunch of different styles of just battles, you know, time battles, round for round battles. You had crew battles. You had
one breaker, one move.
Yeah. You had, you had, you know, what's it called? Like, 7 to Smokes and just like all these weird kind of like
different concepts and
different
like
battling concepts. And it ultimately goes back to this group versus that group, or this dude versus that dude. But
so what was that jam you guys used to go up to in Oregon all the time? That one had the 7. It was like it wasn't a 7 smoke. It was King of the Hill.
Yeah, that was Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Moon Patrol.
Yeah, that I remember, because they had like Raheem out that one year.
Yeah. He came out.
They had like the King of the Hills. That was a tight battle.
Yeah, I mean I think it was, they did King of the Hill, and it was basically 7 to Smoke, their version of it. I think IBE is the ones that used to do 7 to Smokes, but anyways, yeah, they would just get all the like dopest people at that time and just go off. I mean, I remember that was one of the first times Rockstrite was really like blowing up. Like one of his huge battles. He won that thing like kind of easily too. And
that training, man. Shout out to Rockstar. He be training.
And I mean, I think that was like the start of his like huge like win streak. Like he did like 100 jams that he won or something streak. I feel like that one was one of the first ones to really kick that off. I remember. But yeah, no, I miss those things. There's not a lot of I feel like there's not a lot of variety in the the way that we do these competitions nowadays. So I guess what would you like to see with that?
A lot like breaking down stuff. I want to see like more footwork battles for the footwork heads. I want to see like, you feel me, Shark Tank battles for the cypher heads. You feel me, like a 30-minute Shark Tank. You feel me, like have like 6 people sign up and gotta go like 15 minutes or something, just head to head in a cypher. Like I want to see more creativity. Like it's gonna force people to not have to throw these long ass impactful rounds, because it's like I like it when you have a cypher, you got to break it down. It's like I can get out there, roll out, do a quick little in and out, get out, and let you come out and do your whole set. So I think Shark Tanks are tight. I like power move battles. Like those are more popular these days. I see a lot of like power move battles. It's cool, but like I want to see if we're gonna have like a power move battle. I want to see like more ground power guys go against like air power guys. So I would want to see more like exhibitions. If it's like power, but like mainly I want to see like footwork battles and like Shark Tank battles, where it's like I want to see the technique behind people's craft. Like I want to see the skill behind it. Like, okay, you practice all this stuff, but like, can you execute when it's time to execute? Can you execute under pressure, like in different circumstances, not just on a big stage? Can you do it in a small circle? Do you have control? Can you do flare 90 in a cypher? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I mean, I guess kind of what I'm getting from that is like, would it be dope to have like if this was the Olympics, to have multiple different events, categories that you can compete in, you know, kind of like how gymnastics is, where they got like floor routines and they got like rings and stuff. Like instead of doing something like that, you have power battle, you got footwork battle, you got, you know, I don't know, whatever, 7 to Smoke or whatever.
You could break a whole jam down like that and just be like, okay, we got the exhibitions for the power move exhibitions, and we got the footwork exhibitions, and then we got the Shark Tank to end the jam.
Because I definitely feel like the way most battles are nowadays, it kind of caters to one style of breaking. And so you always see those type of B-boys winning that stuff. But then you get like, you know, some of the I don't know, like flexible guys that are doing like some kind of crazy blow up stuff, and those guys sometimes have like kind of no chance against in
the popular guy,
the popular one, where it's like I call it like the one of everything kind of style. If you don't have one of everything and you just have a lot of one thing, I don't think you can survive in that kind of battle situation. But you know, someone like Lil Amok, Like, that guy is crazy.
Yeah.
But there's no way he'd ever win a Red Bull. Like, he'd get
Exactly.
smashed.
Yeah.
But if he was in like trick battle, dude, he'd win it every time or whatever. You know what I mean? So I like it, and I would love to see these multiple. I'd love to see these multiple events happen, where you could see people with different styles really thrive.
Right. And yeah, I mean, it's up to the promoters to like get these battles popping and everything. It's like everybody watches, but it's like who's doing it. It's a lot of like people just wanting their friends to be put on and on and on, and it's just that's why we see so much of the same people winning the same jams and the same style being emulated over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like people aren't really pushing difference. They're just pushing the same thing because it's cool, and that's what trends are.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it kind of goes along with how people have been judging a lot of battles too. It's because there's a big emphasis on having the one of everything, and so then if that's always winning everything, and that's how all those jams are structured, everyone wants to do that because that's what's gonna win, right? But I think if you did have multiple events and you see, I can kind of do whatever I want. Now all you're thinking more about, hey, I can be a winner in whatever I want to do. So I just need to figure out what I want to do, And I think that would be dope. I definitely feel like putting overemphasis on competition is something you don't necessarily want to do, because ultimately this is an art form and you should be expressing yourself the way you want to. But I do see how competitions have really blown up in our scene, and it's all the events are really structured around that. So I don't necessarily want to stop doing that, but I do want to promote more of a hey, you can do whatever you want in this thing and be successful. Yeah.
I think there should be more ciphers thrown, just like cipher parties and everything, like.
Yeah, that gets brushed off. I mean, I've been to some big events that like literally have no ciphers, and you go there and you're kind of like, what is this? And like, it's not really a Breakin jam anymore, because you don't have a cipher. Like, what do you call this? This is just a competition, and I mean, if that's what you want out of it, I guess, but that's not. That's not really like what Breakin is when you break it down,
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I think I'm with it with the Olympics. I think it's a great opportunity, and I think we just need to really.
I think if people organize, and be careful, that it could be a really good look for a lot of people who have been dancing for a long time. And it's like, if you really organize and get your shit in order, I feel like it could put a lot of work in people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of work for people out. So
yeah, no, and I think that's an important thing, is to really, if you can get paid for like what you really love doing, like that's so great. That's a blessing right there. And so I think this gives opportunity to that. And I guess the thing to really be careful with would be, and this is something I was talking to Serge at one point. He was saying, to make sure that we're not moving forward to give or to turn hip hop into something that's for the people that have and not for the people that have not. And I guess what he means by that is, to not just polish off hip hop and say this is what it is, all that grimy stuff that actually is part of it, like, don't worry about that stuff. That's not hip hop anymore. Right. We don't want to present it with that. We want to present it with everything that's involved.
Yeah, exactly.
And
we can't go forward if we don't know our past. Like, you feel me? If you don't know your past, how are you gonna push forward to make it better? You just end up going in a circle.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that when we have the Olympics on this big scale, I think you're gonna see a lot more people that have never seen breaking before get really interested in it and want to start it. And I just want to make sure to usher those people in with the right information, and give them the right picture of what we do, and not like some kind of dusted off picture that is like super clean and shiny. They think this is this isn't Dance 360. You know what I mean? Like,
tag you man.
Shout out to that show, but like, If that's what you think hip hop is, I feel like you're missing a huge part of it. You know what I mean? So I don't want these new people seeing it going like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Dance 360, man.
Damn.
So one thing I want to talk to you about, is like, do you have any other creative hobbies? Like,
yeah, recently I started making shirts. Getting into like trying to design stuff like that has been really cool. I like to write.
okay.
You know, other than that, I really just focus on dancing a lot. Like, it's my one hobby that I feel like I just get the most out of. It's the happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's other things I like to do, but like at the end of the day, nothing beats like going in my backyard and just practicing.
And do you think any of those things like kind of bleed into each other? Like, do you feel like you get inspirations from like outside of hip hop and it, you know, and then same thing else, like hip hop inspires like some of the other creative hobbies you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've drawn inspiration from like different things outside of hip hop. Like I watched a lot of like Disney recently with my son. So like we watch a lot of the show Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
I've drawn like a lot of inspiration from that and just like learning different stuff from that. The choreography in it is really dope. I like a lot of their charismatic. I think is how I'm gonna say it right. Like how they're hella charismatic. They're like putting on the show.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good. Yeah.
It's like 3 hours though. Yeah. It's really good though.
Yeah. And it's basically like a hip hopified like story of
Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
But like I watched that, trying to draw like inspiration from video games. You know what I'm saying? Comic books, just anything that like I have interest in. Really, like I started reading this Wu-Tang manual by RZA.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
End of the 36 Chambers. It's pretty interesting. It's got like some pretty entertaining facts in there. I was like, you know, drawing some inspiration from just how like they got a whole list of all the Wu-Tang references, movies that they reference in the book. So like starting to watch like those movies and everything.
Oh yeah. No, you know what?
Some pretty good shit.
You know what I like about that is they reference a lot of like Eastern philosophy in that book. And it's like really legit stuff. I mean, it's not just like a joke or anything. Like there's some like real knowledge that they drop.
Yeah, apparently RZA really went to like the temples and shit.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean,
he's out there.
Yeah, he's not just joking around like with it. It's like real dope. And, you know, so yeah, no, I like that. I read a little bit of the book too. And I mean, they reference like Sun Tzu and they reference like Confucius and stuff. So it's a lot of like really important figures that have shaped, I guess, philosophy and you know, intellectual thought in the East. So yeah, no, that's dope. You get inspiration from stuff like that and movies, and I mean that I feel like most people probably do the same. I guess how do you like? Can you give me like maybe an example of like a movie or like a video game that really like inspired you to do something, and how it did that?
Shoot, I was doing this. I'm a really big wrestling fan, so like I've been playing wrestling video games ever since I was a kid, and like I would be doing this burn where I would like grab somebody and like body slam them and take the elbow pad off and throw it in the crowd.
Oh,
and I'll do the people's elbow burn into like some tap mills and everything. Like I've done it in a couple of battles.
Yeah.
But like that came from like a video game like that, and I got just like a couple of little burns. Like I tried to do the Michael Jackson lean in like in the middle of like Top Rocks on beat. It's like drawing inspiration like that, or like just different burns talking to like Foots or like Rob Nasty. Shout out to Foots and Rob Nasty too, because like they're a lot of inspiration on the burns and the rocking. You know what I'm saying? It's really
burns are like an underappreciated part of breaking. I think.
For real.
Like, I mean, I feel like
because not everybody could do it.
Not a lot of people do them anymore.
Because not everybody can do it. Everybody's like trying to just be like,
like when Ness was out there like really battling a lot, like 2010 or whatever, that dude was throwing some sick freaking burns. But then I feel like he kind of stopped breaking, and like some
of that shit would not be okay now though.
For sure. Yo, the coldest burn I think I ever seen him do was he was battling against some B-girl, and he like grabbed her, threw her on the ground, and freaking humped the ground, and then pulled a condom out and threw her on the ground. I was like, oh, R.I.P. dude, this is crazy.
Nigga, they would stop the jam nowadays. They did that shit. They be like, get him out of here.
This
is not cool.
But that was like the coldest burn I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's pretty crazy,
man.
That nigga's tripping.
But I mean, you don't see any like really creative burns out there anymore,
you know? People, like I said, everybody want to be liked, but everybody's afraid to like be the bad guy. You feel me? And it's like, you're not gonna be the bad guy your whole life per se, but hey, it wouldn't hurt to be the bad guy in a battle one time and just be like, you know.
Or well, you know what though? Like
even Hulk Hogan turned heel.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Even Hulk Hogan turned, and it was hella tight.
But I was gonna say, like, burns don't need to make you the bad guy either, though, because like there's a lot of burns, the really creative ones I've seen that are just like kind of goofy. But
did you see
the like, Flexum does some stuff? My brother does a lot of like goofy ass burns.
That fool Kareem did the flip off, like it was like the like flare like this to the head spin like that. It was like flare with head spin all flipped off.
The one I really like, the one I like that he does is he walks up like he's about to draw guns, like a freaking, I don't know, like a cowboy or whatever, and he walks up and then he jumps out, pulls them out, and then coin drops, and he's just shooting as he's doing it. It's like
that's pretty tight,
like some Matrix shit or something. Like I think that's a dope ass burn. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to think of some really good ones I've seen, but like, you know, Flexum has a lot of like really goofy ass burns, and it's like he's not the bad guy for them. But it like really matches his style.
I think a good burn can change the pace of a battle if you're losing. Like if you know what you're doing and you use it at the right time, you can snatch the momentum back from your opponent really quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it's a clown. It's like
a
good clown.
If you can catch somebody powerful. Like the audience out of nowhere too, when they're like in it, a good burn will change the pace of the battle and bring you back.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, it's if you can hit him hard like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good.
It changes stuff. I mean, really, like that kind of
Bush
kills it.
Like a lot of dope burns. Foots had dope burns.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Abe had good burns too. Yeah, no, I mean, actually, a lot of people in Sac had some dope burns.
Yeah, Sac be coming with the talent. That's right, Sacramento.
We out here. Shout out to Sac. Yeah, no, I'd love to see more burns. It kind of sucks because I think they're banning a lot of like, you know, more like sexualized burns in like the Olympics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But honestly,
time to be professional.
Well, you know what it is? Those burns were already played out. So like you probably I don't like censorship, but I
also don't like not being creative.
Yeah. Let's see some creative burns there. I mean, like, you know, hopefully we'll see some cool stuff. I don't know. I would hate to see burns just disappear because of that.
Yeah, it's a good part of battling. I really, really do. I like to burn people a lot.
There's something about a really good burn. I mean, like it's memorable. Like the cold, you know, the one I was talking about with Ness. Like, dude, I'll remember that clearly in my mind because I was like, God damn, this is it.
It's like when K-Mill got on reveal for the notepad at Who Can Roast the Most.
Oh yeah.
That was like a burn, but it was just like some attitude. It was like, okay.
Oh yeah, man. That
was a good one.
There was some good ones back in the day. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some really dope ones.
A lot more burns back in the day.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Hopefully we see some more of that soon. Well, so anyways, we're hitting about an hour right now, so we probably want to close this show out. You got any last things you want to talk about? Where can people find you? Where can people support?
On Instagram, it's Kobe, COBI_Break Bred, BREAK BRED, and Break Bred 2020, BREAK BRED 2020. That's Instagram profiles, and Jacoby Mitchell on Facebook, Break Bred. On Facebook, we have a page, we have a group. Feel free to invite yourself as a public group. You can post your dance clips. You know what I'm saying? It's just a public platform. On TikTok, we have Break Bred TV.
Oh, damn.
Same as YouTube, Break Bred TV. You feel me? So just hit that like button, subscribe. Check us out. We'll be dropping all the time. Trying to promote the brand pretty soon. We're working on breakbred.com where you can go and buy the merch.
Damn.
So we're going to be doing that, dropping that. Shout out to Skills Over Hype. He's putting in a lot of work with us over there. You know what I'm saying? My man Mo1. Shout out to everybody involved with Break Bred. You know what I'm saying? That's been supporting us from the start.
Damn, you're making me feel super lazy because I've been trying to
hey, man,
do half of what you're talking about, and I have not done it.
It's not just me though, bro. It's having a good team. You feel me?
We're
in a good circle of people that, you feel me, and that support and see the vision with you. You feel me? And like I said, shout out to Mo because he came through and really helped me put it in motion and everything. And even with the clothing line, he helped me get that started. So
dope.
Shout out to Skills Over Hype. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude right there.
Yep. Yeah, and you got a powerful crew kind of holding yourself, to the fire and doing your thing. So dope. Yeah. So go check them out. Check out this podcast, Noise of the Broke Boys on Instagram.
Shout out to Noise
Facebook.
of the Broke Boys. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
Yeah.
Break bread.
We broke.
Yeah, for now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it, though.
Yep. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And sorry this show sucks. Peace.